I'm Ranjan Kumar Kalindi, and today we are going to discuss previous year question for BL. This is a paper for FTE fixed tenure engineer, which was held on 18 January 2025, and this is electronics question. So today we are going to discuss this paper in details basis. Details we will see, and we'll discuss some important question also, which will helpful for your upcoming exam like probationary engineer, deputy engineer, FT engineer, or trainee engineer, project engineer, whatever BTech level exam you have in BL. For that, it will help. Okay, so this FTE exam actually it's a okay. For PDF and more updates, you can join our Telegram channel. This is my Telegram channel name. You can go directly to Telegram and join this one. Either you just go to description box. There you will get this channel. Just join this one. Here you will get PDF notes and class update. Everything you will get here only. Okay. So this exam actually happened on 18 January 2025. This is for electronics paper. And in FTE exam, they asked concept based question. So if you solve this previous year, means if you solve this paper and whatever I am going to solve today and whatever I am going to discuss today, if you note down that one and if you see the question, how they have give concept based question and that MCQ option also they gave concept based. So just complete this one. After that, it will helpful for your either whatever exam is coming, either in 31st probationary is there, in 1 June that FTE deputy engineer is there in Machilipatnam. So whatever exam is going on, for that it will help. Okay, so we'll start with question number. So see, in FTE exam actually they have asked aptitude also. Aptitude is there and they have asked total 25 question is there for aptitude, and for technical section they have asked total 100 question. Okay, so we are going to discuss today technical section only. Later we will discuss this aptitude section. Okay, so who have this not for probationary? As for probationary engineer, I already provided material for non-tech part. That much is enough to crack for non-tech. For FTE people who have exam for deputy engineer FTE, for them you need to cover this section. They will ask in aptitude also, reasoning also, GK GS also, and data interpretation. Like that question will be there. Mixed question will be there. Total 15 question they are going to ask. Okay, for deputy engineer or FTE engineer. Okay. Now today we are going to start from this is all non-tech section. From we will start from 25 over technical is here part 2. Okay. So from here we are going to start today. Now the first question is, what term refer to the equivalent resistance of a capacitor which depends on the frequency and the value of capacitor? Okay, so that is the means equivalent resistance of a capacitor, that we call generally reactance. That is, reactance means what? Reactance means xc. Okay, reactance means x of c, that we are representing with x, and this is equal to what? 1 by omega c, or you can say 1 by 2 pi fc. This is the reactance, means capacitor, equivalent resistance of capacitor, that is your reactance. Here also the unit will be only your ohm, like resistance, same unit is there, ohm. So it is the equivalent of capacitor, we are calling as a reactance. Okay, one more thing you need to remember here, for a reactance, as frequency increases, then reactance also increases. When capacitor increases, then its reactance also increases. These 2 points you just need to remember for this question. Okay, so from here reactance is your answer. Reactance is your answer. Okay, now the next one is, signal has value that are completely specific for any given time. Okay, so the type of signal that has value completely specific, you can say exactly defined for any given time, is called deterministic signal. Okay, option B is your right answer. Means if it's behave like a completely known or predictable for every instant of time. Let's say if x of t is equal to 5 sine 2 pi t. Okay, so here its value here its value of t can be exactly calculated at any time. Okay, so that's why it is deterministic signal, we can call this one. Okay, now the next one is which of the following type of complements is used in digital system for simplifying subtraction and logical manipulation, and is calculated by subtracting 1 from the base before finding the complement. Okay, so if we talk about our digital system in digital electronics, subtraction and logical manipulation are simplified using complement. Okay, we have one term for that is called complement. Using complement, we are doing subtraction, logical manipulation, everything we are doing with a complements. And we have two type of complements. First one is R's complement. Okay, complement. And the second one is, you can say, R minus 1's complement. R minus 1's complement. Okay, this two type of complement is there, we are using for simplifying subtraction and logical manipulation. Okay, and here this R's complement is what? R's complement, we are calling this as a radix complement. Radix complement. And this R minus 1 is nothing but it is a diminished radix complement. Okay, so these two kind of complement is there. So here we have diminished radix complement, that is used for calculating by subtracting 1. See, here we are subtracting 1, R minus 1. Okay, if it was not there, means R means they will not mention this one like subtract, it will not mention subtracting 1, then answer will be your radix complement. Okay, so like this you need to note it down each and every point. Okay, now the next one is, in 2's complement representation, what does a sign number with 1 in the sign bit and all zeros in the magnitude bit represent? Okay, so that can be represent the most negative number, that can be like in a 2's complement representation, the sign number with 1 is the sign bit and all zeros magnitude, that can be represented by the number, like if 1 is there, for example, if we talk about 8 bit. Okay, for example, if we talk about 8 bits of 2's complement, we can say. Okay, so suppose we have 1 0 0 0 0 0 0 0. Okay, so here we have 1, this one is our 1, this is a sign bit. Okay, this is what? This is sign bit. And all zeros are what? This is magnitude. We can say this all the magnitude. So if we need to calculate value, then it will be our 2 to the power, magnitude is 7 here, so it will be 7, that will be equal to minus 128. So from this concept we can say the answer will be minus 2 to the power n, where n is the number of bit in the magnitude. Okay, so from here we can say minus 2 to the power n is the answer for this question. Okay, next, what is it called when the positive terminal of a battery is connected to the cathode and negative terminal to the anode? Okay, so in electronics generally we are saying this cathode we are representing with negative sign, and anode is there, anode we are representing with a positive terminal or positive sign. Suppose we have one diode here. Okay, suppose we have one diode here, and this diode is first connected with a battery. Okay, this is the battery, Oh, okay. So this is positive terminal and this is negative terminal. And this is what? This is your anode part and this is your cathode part. So whenever this negative terminal is connected to the anode part and positive terminal is connected to the cathode part, which they have asked in question. So in this yeah, so in this concept we are calling this is in a reverse bias. Okay, this is in a reverse bias, and in that case current will not flow. Current will not flow through the circuit. Okay, now if this diode will be like this only, anode and cathode like this, and battery will be opposite. Battery will be opposite means this will be positive, this will be negative. Now positive terminal is connected to anode and negative terminal is connected to cathode. Then in this time this is called forward bias. Okay, this is called forward bias, and in this case current will flow. Okay, current will flow. So just remember when it will be reverse bias and when it will be forward bias. So from here it will be reverse bias. Okay, so this biasing is called reverse biasing. Okay, which of the following codes is reflective, where the code for one digit in the complement of the code for its pair? Okay, so this is called self complement. Okay, this is called same self complement code. Okay, self complement code it is called when it will be reflect where the code of one digit is the complement of the code for its pair, then it is called self complement. Okay, and from this all equation means here from all option, this 8421 is nothing but it is not self complement. It is not self complement. Self 8421 is not a self complement code, it is a BCD code. Okay, also 241 is nothing but it is a weightage code. Okay, it is a weightage code and it is also not self complement. Access 3 code is a self complement code. That's why option C is your answer. Okay, and 5211 is also it is a weighted code. It is also a weighted code but not a self complement code. But here they have asked about self complement, so we have access 3 code. That's why option C is your right answer. Okay. What is the process of efficiently converting the output of a source into a sequence of a binary digit code? Okay. So this is called source encoder. This is called source encoder. Source encoder is used to convert information into a binary representation. Okay. And what it will convert? It will convert your information, whatever information is there. This information is either your text, voice, or audio, video, anything that they will convert into binary representation, or you can say binary digits, source code. Okay, and why we are using purpose? What is the purpose for this? If you talk about purpose, sometimes they will ask about purpose. What is the purpose of source encoder? So it will reduce redundancy. Okay, then it will increase efficiency. It will increase efficiency and prepare data for transmission. Data for transmission. Just remember this point. What is the purpose of source code? It will reduce redundancy and it will increase efficiency and it will prepare data for the transmission. Okay, this is the purpose of source encoder. Okay, and it convert information into a binary digit. So option A is your right answer. Same channel encoder is also there. Channel encoder work is also same, like it will collect information and it will convert it into a binary form, but not in a efficient manner. Okay, because it added redundancy. So here they have asked in a efficiently. That's why source code is the answer from here. Okay. Now the next question is, which layer of the OSI model? Which layer of the OSI model manages data packaging and delivery while checking for error? Okay. So OSI. If we talk about our OSI layer, we have 7 type of OSI. We have 7 types in OSI layer. First one is what? First one is application layer. And if you see uses, or you can say application, then application layer is used for user interface. Just remember these all points. Okay, application layer is used for user interface. Now the second one is your presentation layer. Presentation layer is used for data translation and encryption. Okay, then the third one is your session layer. The function of session layer is to is for dialog control. Okay, dialog control. Then the fourth one is your after session, it will be transport layer. So the transport layer is reliable delivery and error checking. It is used for delivery and error checking. Okay, error checking. Then the fifth one is your network layer. Okay, network layer. The function of network layer is to routing and addressing. Now the sixth one is your data link. Data link is used for framing and MAC level error detection. Okay, now the seventh one is your physical layer. Physical layer is used for bit transmission over media. Bit transmission over media. Okay, just remember all this point. Question will come from any model, any layer. Okay, so here they have asked for what? Data packaging and delivery while checking error. So this will be your what? Transport layer. So option C is your right answer from here. Okay, which of the following is weighted sequential code, which for mathematical operation where each decimal digit is represented by a 4-bit binary number, and that we call for representation of 4-bit binary number is nothing but your BCD code, binary coded decimal. So we can say 8421 BCD code from here. Okay. Okay. Now the next one is, what are hard real time system characterized by? So it will characterize by a missing task deadline can result in a catastrophic consequence. So option C is your right answer. Now the next one is, which codes involves transmitting 4 data bits along with 3 parity bit resulting in a 7-bit code word. So we have one Hamming code. Okay, Hamming code. Hamming code, that is your 7-bit Hamming code. 7-bit Hamming code. In this 7-bit Hamming code, 4-bit is for data. Okay, 4-bit is for data and 3-bit is for parity bit. 4-bit is for data bit and 3-bit is for parity bit. So total 7-bit code word is called 7-bit code word. Okay, so from here our 7-bit Hamming code will be answer. If you see this 8-bit Hamming code, in 8-bit Hamming code we have, in this we have 4-bit data and 4-bit parity. So this will be wrong because here it is mentioned 3 parity bits. Okay, same like if you go for parity bit code also, so here they means in a parity bit code it will add only one parity. It will add only one parity bit. And ASCII code is not a kind of error detection code. It is a 7-bit character code. 7-bit character code you can say. Okay, so from here 7-bit Hamming code is your answer. Now the next one is, what is the primary function of mobile telephone switching office, that is your MTSO, in a cellular network? So the primary function of MTSO is to serve as the central coordinating element for all sites. So option B is right for from here, this from this option. Okay. Now, what is the formula for the voltage gain of a common emitter amplifier at high input frequency when the bypass capacitor, that is C2, short the emitter branch of the to the ground? So that will be what? That will be a very simple formula we have, that is your AV is equal to RC parallel with RL, and this is what? RE. Okay, RE you can say your emitter resistance. So this is the formula. Same, option A is your right answer. What is the formula for the bandwidth of a band pass filter? Okay, band pass filter. So we have different kind of filter, like we have low pass filter, we have high pass filter, and we have band pass filter, we have band stop filter. So we'll see every we'll see the bandwidth of first low pass filter. So for low pass filter bandwidth will be WH, and for high pass filter bandwidth will be WL, where this WH means what? High cutoff frequency. High cutoff frequency. And WL is what? WL is your low cutoff frequency. Okay. And for band pass filter bandwidth is what? Bandwidth is WH minus WL. Same for band stop filter also, same, WH minus WL. Okay, this is the formula for all kind of filters. Okay, so just remember all these things. From here you can see here bandwidth is W2 minus W1. W2 means high and W1 means low. So option B is your right answer. Okay. Now the next one is, what does it means for a set to be closed with respect to binary operator? So it is a early pair of element from the set produce a unique result within the set. Okay, that is your option A is your right answer. Now the next one is, which of the following expression represents one of the De Morgan's theorem? De Morgan's theorem means what? De Morgan's theorem generally we have seen in digital, that is your, suppose A dot B is there, then we are writing A plus B, here bar and here bar, like this. Or if we have A plus B, then we can write A bar dot B bar. This is what? This is De Morgan law. So from here you can see in option B it is there, A dot B bar equal to A bar plus B bar. So this is your De Morgan theorem. Okay. Now the next one. Okay. So next one is, what is the circuit? What is the circuit code that convert AC into pulsating DC using a single diode? Okay, so rectifier is there. We have rectifier circuit. Rectifier circuit is used for convert AC into a pulsating DC. Pulsating DC. For that, we have half wave rectifier, then we have full wave rectifier, and in this full wave rectifier we have center type rectifier and breeze wave rectifier. So here they have asked using a single diode. So half wave rectifier use single diode, full wave rectifier use two diode, and breeze wave rectifier use four diode. So single diode means half wave rectifier. Option A is your right answer. Okay. Now, what is the primary role of an oscillator in a microcontroller? So, the primary role of an oscillator in a microcontroller is to provide a stable clock signal for a controller operation. Option B is your right answer. Okay. Just a second. What converts what converts a binary sequence into electrical signal for a transmission over a channel? Okay, so for a what binary sequence into electrical signal, we need to convert binary sequence into a electrical signal. We'll go by option. Okay, source encoder. So the function of source encoder just now we have seen before. It will convert data source. It will convert data or information into binary bits. Okay, binary signal, you can say binary sequence, binary bit, or binary information. Channel decoder means what? Decoder means it will use in receiver side, so it will decode it will decode this received signal. Okay, it will decode received signal, and it will decode received signal, and it will convert same that binary data into a information. Okay, the function of decoder is like this. Now we have signal amplifier. Signal amplifier is nothing, it will amplify the signal, it will not convert, it will just amplify the signal. And we have digital modulator. Digital modulator, it is used to convert binary data, it is used to convert binary data or binary sequence into electrical signal, into electrical signal. Okay, so from here option D is your right answer. Using, you can say we have some FSK is there, PSK is there, and ASK is there. Amplitude shift keying, phase shift keying, frequency shift keying. Using this we can doing binary data into electrical signal. That is a type of digital modulator or digital modulation. Okay. Now the next one is, what does the address resolution protocol, that is ARP, resolve? So ARP resolve the internet layer address to a network interface layer address. Option B is your right answer. Which pin are used for serial data transmission and reception in a microcontroller serial port? Okay, so for data transmission and reception, we have two pin. First one is your TXD. TXD means what? TXD is transmit data. Transmit data pin. Okay, this is transmit data pin, and it is used for serial data transmission from microcontroller to external device. Okay, from where to where? it will transmit data from microcontroller to external devices. Okay, now we have RxD. Okay, RxD means what? Received data. Received data. Okay, received data. And the function of received data is to it is used for serial data also, and it will receive data from external and it will send to microcontroller. Okay, this is the function of TXD and RxD. Okay, so from here, for serial data transmission is, here you can see option B, TXD for transmission and RxD for reception. So this is your answer, option B. Here they have gave one more option, SBUF. SBUF is used for both transmission and reception, but it's not a SBUF is not a pin. It is a kind of a special register, a special register in microcontroller. Okay, and port 1 also, port 1 is used for generally input output purpose. Okay, generally we are using for input output port. So from here option B is your right answer. Now the next one is, what type of system schedule activities to follow a statically computed schedule, that is that will be used by time trigger. Time trigger is used for scheduling activities to follow a statically computed schedule. Okay, that will be your time triggering. Now, what is the function of pin 30? Pin 30 in 8051 microcontroller. That is, pin 30 is what? ALE. ALE means what? Address latch enable. Address latch enable. Address latch enable. So the function of address latch enable is like a demultiplexer. Okay, it will work as a demultiplexer. It work as a demultiplexer. Sometime it will used as a purpose of address, and sometime it is used for a data signal for a memory interface. So from here option B is your right answer. Okay, what causes several fading in a mobile communication system? So for several fading in a mobile communication, if several fading occur in a mobile communication system, then it will decrease the antenna height and the carrier wavelength will be small. So from here you can see option D is your right answer. Okay, now the next one is, which theorem convert the internal capacitor CBC into the equivalent input and output capacitor C in and C out in a common emitter amplifier? Okay, so if we talk about this Miller theorem is used to split or convert feedback capacitor into a equivalent C in and C out. Okay, means capacitor input and capacitor out, equivalent capacitor in and capacitor equivalent out. Okay, this is the function of Miller theorem. So from here Miller theorem is the answer. If we talk about Thevenin theorem is used for what? It is used for voltage source and resistor for simplification for voltage source and resistor based circuit. Okay, then Norton theorem is used to simplification for current source and resistor based circuit. Okay, superposition theorem is used for what? It is used for analyzing linear circuit with multiple source. Okay, this is the things, and from here Miller theorem is the answer. Okay, now the next one is, what is the magnitude spectrum? What is the magnitude spectrum of a signal x of t? What is the magnitude spectrum of the signal x of t in the Fourier transform? So generally we are writing x of t is as a x of omega. So option A is your right answer. Okay. Which section of the 8051 microcontroller which section of the 8051 microcontroller contain bit addressable location where each bit has a unique address from 20H to 2FH? Okay. So if we talk about in a microcontroller for memory addressing and corresponding range, if you see corresponding range. Okay, so first if we talk about among these options, first one is your register bank. Okay, if we talk about this register bank, generally register bank range as it is given here also, it is 00H to 1FH. Okay, and it is not bit addressable. It is not bit addressable. Okay, now if we talk about bit addressable RAM, bit addressable RAM. Okay, if we talk about bit addressable RAM, so here as the range given 20H to 2FH. Okay, so this is the actual, or you can say particular, it is for bit addressable. Bit addressable. This is bit addressable RAM. Now the next one is what? General purpose RAM. Okay, this is what? General purpose RAM. If you see the range for general purpose RAM, it will be 30H to 7FH. Okay, so it is a partially, you can say partially bit addressable. Okay, partially bit addressable. Now the third one is what? Third one is your SFR. SFR, that is your special function register. So special function register range is 80H to FFH. Okay, 80H to FFH, and here some part is bit addressable. So this is all about your memory allocation. So here for the memory location they have mentioned 20H to 2FH. So it will be your bit addressable RAM. Option C is your right answer, and kindly note down the other points also. Okay. What is the name of the 8-bit register in 8051 microcontroller that provide the status of ALU operation and select the register bank? Okay, so this is called what? PSW. PSW, program status word. Program status word is the 8-bit register which is used to provide the status of whatever arithmetic and logic unit operation is there. So it will provide the status for that PSW. What is the maximum reverse voltage a diode can withstand under reverse biasing is called? So we have peak inverse voltage. Okay, PIV. We have PIV that is called peak inverse voltage. So PIV is the maximum reverse voltage that a diode can withstand without breaking down when it is in a reverse bias. That is your PIV, peak inverse voltage. Option B is your right answer. Okay, and here you can see one option is there, reverse breakdown voltage. So reverse breakdown voltage is what? It is the voltage at which breakdown actually occurs. Okay, threshold voltage, if we talk about threshold voltage, so threshold voltage is what? Threshold voltage is the minimum forward voltage at which the diode start conducting. This is all we know. Forward voltage drop is what? Forward voltage drop is the voltage drop across the diode when it is in a forward bias. Okay, so from here PIV is your answer. Now which flag, sorry, okay, which flag in the 8051 microcontroller is used to indicate carry out during addition, subtraction and is also set in a certain Boolean operation. Okay, so if we talk about 8051 microcontroller, just now we have discussed about PSW, that will be show your status flag after doing ALU operation. So it is generally 8 bit. Okay, it is generally how much? 8 bit. So if you see, we have 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So it is of 8 bit. Okay, so we have P flag, this no use. This one is your OV flag. This is your RSO flag. This is your RS1 flag. This is your F0 flag, and this is your AC flag, and this is your CY flag. Now P is what? P is your parity flag. P is your parity flag. Okay, this is your P is your parity flag. And parity flag, when it will set 1, it will set as a 1 when accumulator, when in the accumulator number of ones, whatever one is there, number of ones is even. If number of 1 is even, then parity flag set as a 1. This 1 bit, this is no use, this one no use. Then OV is nothing but overflow. Okay, overflow flag set if there is no overflow in sign arithmetical operation. There is, if there will be no overflag, then it will become set. Then we have RS1 and RS0. This is for register bank. This is select register bank. Okay, then we have F0 or F0. It is used for it is actually, this is user defined. This is user defined flag. Okay, this is user defined flag. Then AC is what? AC is auxiliary carry flag. Okay, this is what? Auxiliary carry flag, and it will set if the carry from bit 3 to 4, if any carry will generate from bit 3 to bit 4, then it will become 1 or set. Now CY is what? CY is your carry flag. Okay, and carry flag, it will set 1 when MSB bit is high, or in MSB bit any carry is there, then it will become 1. So from here carry flag is your right answer. Okay, option D is your right answer, because in question they have asked about carry out. Okay, what is the attenuation of high frequency component in flat top sampling due to sync pulses roll of? Okay, so what is the attenuation for the high frequency component in a flat top sampling due to the sync pulse roll off? And it is called aperture effect. Okay, simple, it is definition is there. So which protocol reports error and provides diagnostic information for unsuccessful packet delivery? Okay, so we have ICMP. ICMP means what? ICMP means Internet Control Message Protocol. Internet Control Message Protocol. Okay, so we have Internet Control Message Protocol, and it is used for report error. It will provide diagnostic information also, and it will notify about the issue in packet which will be delivered in a IP address. So the function of ICMP is what? It will provide diagnostic information for unsuccessful packet delivery. Okay, and we have also apart from that, just remember this IGMP. IGMP is what? IGMP is internet or internal. It is not internal. It is internal group management protocol. IGMP. ARP, we have just discussed the question. This is what? Address resolution protocol. Okay, then we have TCP. TCP is what? TCP is transmission control protocol. Control protocol. Just remember this abbreviation also, because it is also important, and means sometimes they will ask abbreviation also in the exam. Now the next one is which bits in the program status word, that is PSW, are used to select register bank in 8051 microcontroller. So just now we have discussed which bit is uh, mm, which bit is used for a register bank. Just now we have discussed here, it will be your RS1 and RS0 is used as a register bank. Okay, so RS0 and RS1, and they have asked for PSW. That's why here answer will be RS0 and RS1 for PSW. Okay, we have RS0 and RS1 in the status register also, that is for other purpose, but they have asked for PSW. That's why PSW RS0 and PSW RS1 is your answer. Option D is your answer. What does mean time between failure represents in the system reliability? So MTBF is the frequency of a system failure in a given time frame. Okay, so option C is your right answer. What is the term for a discrete time signal? What is the term for a discrete time signal? Discrete time signal, that is 0 for negative time and has a constant magnitude starting from n equal to 0. Okay, so we have unit step sequence, that is UFN. It will be 1 for n is greater than equal to 0, and it will be 0 for n is less than 0. So from this concept we can say this is unit step sequence. Okay, what is the path? What is the path called? What is the path called when? What is the path called when the train contour blocks that direct wave path in a mobile radio environment? So this is what, whenever block things is there, just remember it is the path of obstacle or obstructive path. Okay, 60 obstructive. Option D is your right answer. Which model? Which model uses the hybrid pi equivalent circuit for analyzing transistor and is characterized by components whose value are independent of frequency? Okay, so here if you see, just now we have talked about Miller model. Miller model is used for what? It is used for analyzing the equivalent capacitor or feedback capacitor. Just now we have discussed. Then we have Dirac-Clotet model. So this model is an advanced transistor model. Okay, this is an advanced transistor model, and it is applicable for high frequency. It is applicable for high frequency, and you can say dependent frequency. Okay, but hybrid model is there, we can say pi model also, and this is for transistor analysis for independent frequency. So from here if you see, they have asked about hybrid pi equivalent circuit, and they have mentioned whose value are independent of frequency. So from this is not the answer should be hybrid model, because this is for the independent frequency and this one is for dependent frequency. So from here option C is your right answer. Okay, what is the correlation? What is the correlation called when a signal is compared with its own shifted version to analyze its repetitive pattern? Okay, so for repetitive pattern, it uses autocorrelation. Okay, autocorrelation will compare with its own shifted value. Okay, and cross correlation is there Cross correlation, it will compare with two different signal. Two different signal. Okay, just remember this thing. Now the next one is in the time shifting operation of discrete time signal represented by the equation y of n equal to x n minus k, a positive value of k represented by, so positive value of k is representing what? K is representing time delay, and time delay it is representing what? It is representing time delay, and it will shift to right side. Okay, time delay shift to right side. Which of the following type of signal? Which of the following type of signal exists both positive and negative time interval? Okay. So we have non-causal signal, non-casual signal, which in that exists both positive and negative time interval. Okay. We have casual signal. Casual signal in the causal signal. In a causal signal, it will exist for t is greater than equal to 0, means positive only. Okay. Then we have anti-casual signal. So in anti-casual signal, it will exist for t is less than 0, means only for negative. Okay. So from here you can say this unit step signal is nothing but it is a type of casual signal. Okay. So here they have asked for both positive and negative. So option A, that is non-casual signal, is your answer. Apart from that, just remember other point also. What is the term? What is the term used for the ratio of RMS value? RMS value AC component, RMS value of AC component, and RMS value of DC component. So this is nothing but ripple factor. Ripple factor. Okay, this is nothing but the ripple factor in rectifier. Okay. Which of the following type of signal satisfies the condition? Which of the signal satisfies the condition x of n is equal to x minus n? So it will define what? It will define even symmetric signal. Okay, even symmetric signal is your answer. And for odd symmetric signal, it will be x of n minus x minus n. This is what odd symmetric asymmetric signal. What is the process of converting continuous amplitude samples into a discrete time signal? So the process of converting continuous amplitude sample into a discrete time signal is called sampling. Okay. What does ARP resolve in a broadcast based network like Ethernet? Okay. What does ARP? ARP means what? Address resolution protocol is resolved in a broadcast based network like Ethernet. So it will resolve IP address to a MAC address, IP4 address to a MAC address, you can say. So this is your answer. Okay. Which property of a system, which property of a system, which property of a system ensure, which property of a system ensure that a time shift in the input result in a corresponding time shift in the output? So this is your shift invariant system. Which unit in a computer system is represented by a silicon chip capable for performing arithmetical and logical operations? So microprocessor is there, that is a single silicon chip in our computer system that is used for performing arithmetic and logical operation. Okay. When which structure uses separate delay? Next question is what? Which structure uses separate delay for input and output sample and requires more memory for realizing in digital system. So that is your conical form. Option B is your right answer. Okay. Which of the following representation the ratio of the distance between the center of two cells to the radius of the cell in co-channel interface reduction? So Q is equal to D by R. This D is what? D is distance. Distance between the two cell, and R is the radius of the cell. Okay. This is the radius of the cell. So from here Q is equal to what? Q is equal to D by R. Which coupling method uses a resistor capacitor combination where the capacitor allow AC signal to pass while blocking DC component? Okay. So we have resistor capacitor coupling. Resistor capacitor coupling is there. Resistor capacitor coupling is allow means it will pass AC signal. It will pass AC signal and it will block DC signal. Okay, it will pass AC signal and it will block DC signal, and here resistor will control the flow of current. Control the flow of current. Okay, if we talk about other option also, direct coupling. In direct coupling, it will pass both AC and DC signal. Okay, it will pass both AC and DC signal. Transfer coupling. Transfer coupling is also, it will also pass both AC and DC. Okay. Inductive coupling. In inductive coupling, it will pass AC and block DC signal. Same, but in the term of inductance. Okay. So here resistor capacitance coupling is there because they have mentioned resistor capacitor combination. So resistor capacitor coupling is your answer, which allow AC signal and block DC component. Okay, this is your answer. What is the range of complex variable value called where the Laplace transfer converge? So this is region of converge, ROC. We are calling as a ROC. Okay. Now the next one, which of the following structure uses uses fewer delay element and introduce an intermediate variable to split the transfer function into a pole and zero? Okay, so if we talk about this structure 2, direct form structure 2, so it will what it will do, it uses minimal number of delay element by combining delay for both input and output. Okay, output section, input and output section, and it will split transfer function into a pole and zero. So direct form 2 structure is your right answer. And if you talk about structure 1, in structure 1 it will implement the different equation directly but required more delay time. Okay, more delay time it will require. And this is what state space representation. State space representation is uses matrix for representing the system. Okay, this much only. Which of the following device is primarily used for backup storage in computer system, providing large storage capacity in a low cost? Okay, so we have here auxiliary memory. Auxiliary memory provide the means it provide backup storage, provide largest storage capacity in a low cost. Auxiliary memory, or you can say secondary memory. This is also called secondary memory. Okay, like hard disk, or nowadays is going on SSD. That will be your auxiliary memory, secondary memory. Main memory is what? Main memory is your RAM. That is your volatile memory. Cache memory is fastest memory, but it is a temporary memory. Register memory is also fastest or smallest memory, which is used in CPU. Okay, so from here option C is your right answer. What is the mathematical expression for the transformer voltage in a half wave rectifier circuit? What is the mathematical expression for the transformer voltage in a half wave rectifier? That is your V of t is equal to Vm sine omega t. So this is option B. Option B is your right answer. Okay. Which technique which technique involve partially memory into models connected to a common memory address and data buses to allow simultaneous access for multiple sectors? So that is your memory interleaving. Memory interleaving, it will allow module connected to common memory and it will address and data buses is there that will allow to access multiple sources. Interleaving, memory interleaving. Okay. What is the minimum sampling rate required for avoiding aliasing as per the Nyquist theorem? So Nyquist rate or Nyquist theorem or sampling theorem is what? Fs should be greater than equal to twice of Fn. Fs is sampling frequency, Fm is a maximum frequency or message frequency. So from here, Fs is greater than, Fs is twice of Fm. This is your answer. What is ADSL? What is ADSL primary design for? What is ADSL? ADSL is what? Asymmetric digital subscriber line. ADSL is what? ADSL. ADSL is what? Asymmetric digital asymmetric digital subscribe subscriber line. Okay, and it is designed for residential user and asymmetric data needs. Okay, option B is your right answer. Which of the following refer to the situation where a read or write operation is performed on the cache and the requested word is already presented in the cache? That is your case hit. Okay, cache hit. And if you talk about this case miss is what? Miss means data is not in cache. Data is not in cache. This means data miss means what? Data is not in cache. Okay, and if data is present, and data is found, then it is called cache hit. Okay, and overflow, this is nothing. Overflow is no use, means there is no meaning of overflow. Cache write through is there. Cache write through, this means what? Write policy is there where data is written in both cache and the main memory, then cache write through is there. Okay, it will return in both cache and main memory. Okay, which silicon chip contains CPU, RAM, ROM, flash, timer, interrupt controller, and dedicated input output port, making is suitable for embedded system? So it is nothing but microcontroller. In microcontroller, everything is there. Okay, this is the main difference between microcontroller and microprocessor. Microcontroller have everything, and microprocessor we have to connect externally everything. Okay, next one is in asynchronous serial transfer. In asynchronous serial transfer, which of the following describes the structure of each character being transmitted? So a start bit character is there. Okay, start bit character is there, character bit and stop bit is there. That is used to describe the structure of each character being transmitted. So option A is right answer. Start bit should be there, character bit also there, and stop bit should also there. What does the unit of Erlang's measure in a telecommunication? So one Erlang's is equal to the continuous use of one voice path. Continuous use of voice path. Continuous use of voice path, or you can say time utilization of single or multiple channel. So from here, option A, the time utilization of a single or a multiple channel. This is your answer. Okay. What term refer to connecting amplifier stages directly without DC isolation? Typically used when the load is connected in series. Okay, so when load is connected in series and without DC isolation, so this is nothing but direct coupling. Okay. What is the mathematical expression for even component of a signal? So for even component of a signal, we have x of t is equal to 1 by 2 x of t plus x minus t. This is what? This is even component signal. So option B is your right answer. Okay. Which method which method of asynchronous data transfer uses single control line to time each transfer? So asynchronous data transfer is what? Asynchronous data transfer, where the sender and receiver do not share a common clock. Okay. In asynchronous data transfer, they will not use a single or common clock for sender and receiver. It will use control line. Okay, control line it will use to coordinate data transmission. And we have different method for this also. We have strobe control method, then we have hand checking method, and this much only. So strobe control uses one clock or single clock, and hand checking uses two clock. Okay, so here they have single control line. So single control line or single clock pulse, then it will be your strobe control method. Okay, option D is your right answer. Which of the following method involves the source unit generating a data valid signal to initiate data transfer and destination unit generating a data accepted signal after accepting the data? So it is your source initiated handshaking. Now what is the formula for the discharging time constant, that is your tau, of a capacitor in a half wave rectifier? So generally tau is what? Tau is equal to RC. Okay, tau means what? Time constant. R is your resistor, C is your capacitor. So from here you can say B TD. Tau is nothing but TD only, and they have written C, and this will be your load resistor. So option B is your right answer. Which of the following DMA transfer mode required to DREQ signal to remain active throughout the operation with the transfer counting when the DREQ signal goes high again? Okay, so it will called demand transfer mode. Option B is your right answer. Okay, what is the minimum sampling rate? What is the minimum sampling rate to recover a band pass signal with a bandwidth? Okay, so sampling rate is what? Fs is equal to 2 of Fm. Just now we have studied. So here 2 is there, and we have Fm is 2 Fm. So this is nothing but 4 Fm. So it will be Fs is equal to 4 Fm. So from here Option B is your right answer. Okay. What transmission media handles communication between offices using multiplexing? So they are using trunks. Trunks they are using for transmission media to handle communication between offices using multiplexing. Okay. Now the next one is in a control system. In a control system, what is defined as the deviation of a response at peak time from the final value of response. So this is called what? Peak overshoot. Okay. We know already this is a definition only. Which processor architecture uses a single buses to fetch both instruction and data from a common memory? So single buses uses only this when mnemonic uses only single buses. Okay. Which of the following term refer to the deviation of the output of a control system from the desired response during steady state? Okay. So this is what this is same steady state is there. So derivation or deviation of the output of a control system for a desired response during steady state is nothing but error only. Steady state error. Option C is your right answer. Okay. What does load measure in a trunk radio system? What is the purpose of load in a trunk radio system? So the purpose of a load in a trunk radio system is the traffic intensity. It will measure the traffic intensity across the entire system and it will measured in Erlans. Okay, this is option C is your answer. What component? What component is connected in a parallel to a emitter resistor to provide a low reactance path for an amplifier AC signal and prevent voltage feedback to the input. So it will provided by that emitter bypass capacitor. Emitter bypass capacitor. It will connected in a parallel to a emitter resistor and it will provide low reactance path for the amplifier AC signal and prevent voltage feedback to the input. Okay. What is the mathematical condition for the periodicity of a district signal? So if you see the expression for district signal for this one is what? District signal means x of n. X of n is equal to what? X n plus minus m and this one only. Here this capital N is what? N is positive integer. So from here you can say this option B is your right. Sorry, option B not. Option A is your right answer. Okay. Which type of a system is described as having a constant amplitude and frequency of a oscillation for a bounded input and is stable when its poles are located in the imaginary axis. Okay. Whenever the number of poles are located in the imaginary axis, then it is marginal stable system. And whenever all number of poles are left hand plane, or you can say negative side, then it is called stable system. And if any pole is in the right half side and positive side, then system will be unstable. Okay. So from here, marginal stable is the answer. Which of the following stability criteria Which of the following stability criteria provides both a necessary condition and a sufficient condition to determine stability of a control system? So, two condition is there, necessary condition and sufficient condition. This both condition provide only Routh stability criteria. Okay. Option A is your right answer. If you talk about Nyquist criteria provide graphical method. It will provide graphical method to determine stability. Bode stability criteria is also there. So in Bode stability, it involves phase margin and gain margin to access stability. Now root locus is there. It will show how the poles of the system move in a complex plan. Okay, so this is the function of all the things. From here, option A is your right answer. What is the name of oscillator circuit that uses amplifier and LC circuit as a feedback mechanism? So LC circuit uses only Hartley oscillator, okay, as a feedback mechanism. So option B is your right answer. Which method allow the determining the stability of a control system without calculating the roots of the characteristic equation by using the sign change of the first column? So we have solved in the previous classes also, like this Routh array is there. Routh array method is there. So if any sign changes happen, then it will define the stability and all. So by using sign changes in the first column, so using Routh array method, we are finding this thing. Okay, so option A is your right answer. What is the purpose of compressing a signal before quantization and expanding it after reception? It is called what? It is compending. Okay, the comparison of a signal is called compending. What does the receiver send when it receives a damaged or duplicate frame? So this is what NACK. We have one command is what? NACK. NACK is what? Negative acknowledge. Negative acknowledge is there, which provide duplicate frame when in the receiver side. If damage or duplicate things are there, then it will send NACK. Okay, option B is your right answer. Here we have ACK. ACK is what? ACK is acknowledgement. Okay, ACK is what? ACK is acknowledgement, and in it sent when a frame is received correctly. If no damage is there, no duplicate frame is there, that time it will send ACK. Okay, when it was perfectly, it is correct received. When they received correctly, then they will send ACK. Then we have SYN. SYN is what? SYN is synchronize. And synchronize is used in TCP during connection established. When connection established, that time it sent SYN. Then we have FIN. FIN means what? Finish. FIN is finished, and this is also used in TCP, and it sent FIN when connection is terminated. Okay, when connection is terminated. When connection is established, then it will send SYN. When it will terminated, then it will send FIN. Okay. Which technique uses open loop transfer function to determine the stability of the closed loop control system by observing the path of the closed loop? So one method we have root locus technique. In root locus technique, root locus technique is used for open loop transfer function to determine the stability of a closed loop control system by observing the path of closed loop poles. Okay. Which type of logic devices which type of logic devices allow user to define and modify their functionality after manufacturing? Okay, so among these only PLD is their programmable logical device. In that, if function is manufactured also, after that they can modify. Okay, this fixed logic device is here. Fixed logic device is permanent set. You can't modify further. It is in a manufacturing time. It is fixed. Okay. Then hardwired logic hardwired logic device is there also. Here they will fix wiring, they will use fixed wiring, so you can't further modify. Okay. And standard logic device is there, it includes gates, flip flop with a predefined function, so you can't modify further. So for modification only PLD is there. If you use PLD at the time of manufacturing of devices, logic devices, then you can modify further if according to your requirement. Okay. Which condition are used to identify the points on the root locus branches where an angle condition ensure the angle of open loop transfer function is an odd multiple of 180 degree. So this is your angle condition and magnitude condition. Okay. Which term refer to the scheme that allocates spectrum efficiency in real time and adjusts cell size based on traffic condition? This is what dynamic splitting. Option C is your right answer. What term refer to a circuit consisting of two emitter follower stages in cascade with infinite emitter resistance in the first stage? So this is what, this is nothing but a Darlington pair. Darlington pair, in a Darlington pair, it is cascaded with a infinite emitter resistance in the first stage. So Darlington pair is your answer. Okay. What is the condition for the system of BIBO? BIBO means what? Bounded input and bounded output. So the condition for bounded input and bounded output is what? This is y should be greater than equal to k2 for x is less than and equal to k. Option B is your right answer. This is your BIBO. Under which condition is a two-port network considered reciprocal where the ratio of the output response variable of the input execution variable remains the same when the execution of the response port are interchanged? So this is nothing but your reciprocity condition. Option B is your right answer. Okay. Now the next one is a direct route to obtaining the characteristic equation from the general first order differential equation, that is your A df by dt then plus bf equal to 0. It is given. Now suppose if we consider let f of t is what? F of t is e to the power st. Now we can do something. A df of t is what? We can write here df of t dest divided by this is d of t, then plus this is b and est. Okay, equal to 0. Here you can put t and here you can put t. Now further if you differentiate this one, then it will become a as e to the power st plus b e to the power st equal to 0. Now from here you can take common est, then a as plus b equal to 0, or you can take this est this side, so it will become 0. So as plus b is equal to 0. Your answer will be as plus b equal to 0. Option A is your right answer. Okay. What are the majority charge carrier in n channel JFET? So majority charge carrier in n channel JFET is what? N channel JFET majority charge carrier is number of electron. Okay. Option B is right answer. If they will ask for p channel, then in p channel number of holes is your majority part. Okay. What term is represented by omega in the equation? Here equation is given already. So generally we know omega is called what? Omega is a frequency. Okay, or you can say angular frequency, frequency or resonant frequency. Resonant frequency. Omega is what? The resonant frequency. The value of resonant frequency is what? Resonant frequency, that is equal to 2 pi f. Okay, this is what? Resonant frequency. What is the process of the representing digital 1 and 0 on a transmission line? So in a transmission line link, the representation of 1 and 0 we called line coding. Option C. So simple definition they have asked. In the go back and protocol, what happened when the receiver gets a sequence number it is not expecting, so it will ignore that one. It will silently ignore the unexpected sequence number. Okay, option C is your right answer. What term describes how well a series RLC circuit respond to its resonant frequency while rejecting all other frequency and is directly proportional to a Q factor? So directly proportional to Q factor is nothing but what? It is your selectivity is directly proportional to a quality factor. Okay, selectivity. Option A is your right answer. And this quality factor is equal to what? Frequency divided by bandwidth. You need to remember this thing. What type of programmable logic device combined combines features of both PALs and FPGA, offering up to 1000 gates? So up to 1000 gate they are offering with PLA and FPG, that is your CPLD. Complex programming logical device is combine both the PLA, that is program array logic, and FGA, field programmable gray array, that will offer 1000 gate CPLD. Okay, option D is your right answer. In the context of a parallel RLC is there, circuit is there. What is the term for a reciprocal of a impedance? Reciprocal of a impedance means what? Reciprocal of impedance, that is Z, which is related to frequency at which resonance occurs. So reciprocal of a impedance is called Y. Y is what? Admittance. Option D is your right answer. Okay. Which technique improves the capacity by reducing the DR ratio and increasing frequency recues while maintaining the cell reduced unchanged? So this is called sectoring. Okay, sectoring technique, it will improve the capacity by reducing the DR ratio. What type of power amplifier operates with the collector current following for a less than half of the input signal? Okay, if we talk about power amplifier, so we have different kind of power amplifier. First one is your class A amplifier, class B amplifier, class C amplifier, class A B amplifier. Okay, if we talk about conduction angle, so for class A, conduction angle will be 360 degree, or you can say full cycle. Okay, then class B, for class B it will be 180 degree, or you can say half cycle. For class C it will be less than 180 degree, or you can say less than half cycle. Okay, and for AB it will be between 180 degree to 360 degree. So here they have told like less than half of the input signal. So less than half of the input signal is less than 180 degree, that is class C amplifier. So class C power amplifier is your answer. Okay. What is that system function H of S defined as the LTA system? So H of S is what? H of S is equal to Y of S divided by X of S, output by input. Option B is your right answer. Okay. Which law? Which law states the line integral of the magnetic field intensity H and around a closed magnetic path is equal to total current enclosed by the path. So this is the simple formula. This is a simple formula for it is written as a formula only. Integration of this should be B, not H. This is B. Magnetic field intensity. This is B dot dl equal to mu 0. Okay. This is mu 0 I enclosed. That thing they have written in the sentence. Okay. Here B is what? B is your magnetic field intensity. Then mu is what? Mu is your permeability of free space. Okay. And I enclosed is total current, current enclosed in loop. Okay. So this is called Ampere's law. So Ampere's law is your answer. Now the next one is which rule is used to determine the direction of a magnetic flux in a current carrying conductor. Okay, we have current carrying conductor where the curved figure, if you fold your finger like this, so your thumb will be like this. So this is your right hand curve rule, option A, right hand curve rule. In that this curved finger show the direction of a current and the thumb indicate the direction of flux flow. So this is your answer, right hand curve rule. Okay. So like that
You need to appear or prepare from this 500 subject wise MCQ and this 500 important technical question and whatever available in this mock test. So those who haven't taken till now, just take this one and complete this also. From there also you will get important questions for the same level of your exam. So you can access this thing in the app, that is your the MannMaker app. It is available in the Play Store or you can access in from the website also. Okay. So okay, and complete this video classes which is available in the playlist of your in the YouTube section. So that's all for today. We'll see some more classes before your exam. Okay, so thank you. If you like the video, just hit like on a button. Kindly share with your friends, and if you not subscribed my channel till now, just subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Okay, thank you.